teams. They're both siding out pretty well, but when Bulgaria gets the opportunity, they've got Lubo out of the back court. They make the big play on time.
From the San Diego Sports Arena here in San Diego, California, we are getting ready for World League Volleyball. Tonight, Bulgaria collides with the United States. Hello again, everybody, and welcome. I'm Chris Marlowe. Right now, the United States is in a terrible slump. The Americans have lost 7 straight matches, 21 games in a row, and perhaps more importantly, 3 in a row to Bulgaria. What does a losing streak get you in World League pool play? The United States is at the bottom. Brazil is in first, Bulgaria, Greece, and the Americans are 0-7. Happy to have working with me, of course, Paul Sunderland. The San Diego-based United States men's volleyball team, if they keep playing like this, it's going to overshadow the San Diego Padres.
I mean, take the pressure off the Padres. Well, it's a sad state of affairs, unfortunately so, but the United States team has been in a rebuilding phase the last couple of years, pointing towards '96 in the Atlanta Olympics, but you need all your horses in order to get that done. Jeff Nygaard, All-American at UCLA, should be here. He can't. Bob Stavertlich wants to play. We'll see what happens with him. You've got Jeff Stork and, of course, Scott Fortune, who would also be in this lineup under better circumstances. And add to that an unbelievable streak of injuries that have befallen this team, and you have a group that is continuing to struggle. I mean, call out the medic. Look at Bob Samuelson, a key on this team in 1992. He is out. Brian Ivey has been hitting a lot of balls, doing a lot of work. His knees are sore. Brent Hilliard out for almost a year, finally underwent surgery. Ken Lynch got hit by a skateboarder. Dan Landry's got tendonitis in his knee. I mean, this is a team that's trying to get better, obviously, not having any success of late, but then hit with all these unfortunate injuries as well.
You know, the United States is still mathematically alive, but the Americans playing for pride and perhaps a share of the money. Over $6 million in World League money to be divided up.
Well, the World League is now the 3rd most prestigious crown to be won in the world of volleyball, and there's the reason why. That's just the money available for placings in your preliminary pool. The top 2 teams in the first 3 groups of 4 advance into the finals, and then the money gets very, very serious. First place money, $1 million, and then on down, as you said, Chris, a total of over $6 million at hand, and that's a great competition. This is really where the future of volleyball lies. Big cash payments like this.
And the way it looks right now, Bulgaria is going to get a big piece of that money, $1 million perhaps. Could they get to the championship final? This is a big, strong team that's improved.
Well, they have improved so much. I mean, they got a couple of players, particularly Lubo Ganev and his partner, Dimo Tonev, out of the middle. And they're big, strong, experienced players. Dimo Tonev played all the way back in the World Championships in '86 when the Bulgarians were 3rd. But what they give the Bulgarians is the key big attacker or blocker that makes the plays at the important times in matches. You need a big swing. You need an important jump serve. You need a block. Those are the 2 players that deliver for Bulgaria.
What about the United States? We know the Americans are struggling. The United States' best player is Brian Ivey. Some said, hey, he's going to be a Karch Karai type. Do you think he's been overrated, or has it been injuries with him?
No, I don't think Brian Ivey is overrated, and he's not a Karch Karai type. Very different kind of player. He's had a phenomenal career, albeit 4 or 5 years so far for the United States. But I think he needs to ask to carry a bigger load and for it to be given to him. Brian Ivey is a prestigious player, and he's got a big reputation, and I don't think right now he's enjoying playing for this United States team that is no longer among the best in the world, but he's got to take that responsibility on his shoulders as the best American player right now and say, okay, follow me. He's capable of getting the job done.
Stats, game 1, Paul.
Well, Bulgaria leading just marginally in the offensive category, blocking, doubling up. Look at the defense for Bulgaria. This is a team that's known for hitting and blocking. They outdig the United States by 5. That's just effort right there, hitting errors. Averaged 10 a game against Bulgaria in the first match of this 2-match series here in the States. 9 in the first game here for the United States. That's way too many.
Rico game 1 stats. The name to know is Rico. Jason Stimfig is coming into the match. Number 13 out of Long Beach State. It'll be very interesting to see how he can play. He's short. He's 6 feet, 160 pounds, grew up in Manhattan Beach, California, but he can set the ball perhaps as well as anybody in the United States.
Good setter out of Long Beach State.
Outside, outside.
But we'll just have to wait and see. This is a little different situation from Long Beach State.
I think it's a good idea. Why do try something different?
The United States is dead in the water. After game one, you can see the players sort of bickering among one another, and everybody's saying, let's do this, let's do that. And I think you've got to do something as a coaching staff, and Fred Sturm has done it here, made a move to try to change the field, try to change the chemistry a little bit, try to get things going.
On the combination play, Stimfig with the set.
Also, when you change the setter, all the other players will rally to try to help him.
At least for a while.
Yeah, particularly when it's a young, inexperienced player like Jason Stimfig, who's very competitive and also a quality player. So they'll try to help him out, and it'll hopefully up their concentration and effort a little bit.
Blocked by the United States. So the Long Beach State front line, Brent Hilliard and Brett Winslow, who's also in now. The 49er block.
On Nightingale on the outside.
1-0, United States leads. Blackman serving, ace!
Duncan Blackman, the Americans' best server right now, particularly with all the injuries that other players have had to deal with, and he's ripping middle, going for Tonev.
Another high spinner. On the fly, a little off speed. Stimfig. And it's out of bounds. One thing Bulgaria will have to get used to, as does the Americans, is the tempo. Figgy's tempo going to be a lot different than Greenbaum. He's got a different kind of a touch.
Well, but I like right away that he chose to set the ball quick in transition right there. I don't think the United States has yet to set the ball in the middle nearly enough.
That's a beautiful set to Cameron. One thing I can attest to, talking about Stimfig, you have to get used to where you are, because Stimfig hasn't played very much, especially in World League competition or any kind of competition on the national team. Poked up, Figgy with a back set, Hilliard, score!
Boy, they did that together for a long time at Cal State Long Beach. Won a national championship there together. The roll shot. Lubo with no chance.
The jump serve is out of bounds, so Bulgaria will have it. Bulgaria won game one. This is game two, 3-0. The United States off to a quick start. However, Bulgaria scores very well in this rotation with Lubo Ganev serving. He is crushing it. Stimfig tries to dink. Bulgarian's right on top of it. Lubo puts it away. And he whoops it up. I guess the Americans have said something to Lubo. Watch him talk a little trash here, Paul.
He must like what's on the aftermatch.
What kind of finger is that? Is that the index or the forefinger?
It's the right one, not the wrong one.
Okay, Lubo just whooping it up, not signaling anything.
Right.
Yeah, a happy finger. Here's Lubo. Wow, ace for Lubo, and he does it again. Yeah.
He wants to have an early night. He is whooping, he's having a great time, he performs extremely well. Look at the heat that he brings.
He's really hitting it now. Here he comes. 3-2, United States. Stimfig quick set, and it's out of bounds. Stimfig trying to get the ball in the middle to Winslow.
His toss is so perfect, the big run up, but he's tossing the ball perfectly every time.
And he throws it with a little forward momentum. Now he spins it out of the back line. Hilliard, and Hilliard puts it away. 3-3 in game two. We will be picking a Bud Light player of the match a little later. Fred Sturm hoping one of the American players will be the Bud Light player of the match tonight. Last time these two teams played, Lubo Ganev was the Bud Light MVP, and straight down the hatch, good shot. That's one problem Jason Stimfig will have at the net, blocking.
Well, and the Bulgarian coaches will say, look, you know the new guy that's in the match, number 13, set the ball over him.
Quick set. There is the combination. Winslow and Stimfig. NCAA title for Long Beach back in 1991. What a great 49er team that was. Ivy stuffs one.
Don't try to turn it low cross court on Poison for his third stuff block. Just denies that right away.
Dan Greenbaum not in the game right now with the towel over his shoulders. Jason Stimfig doing the setting duties. Here comes Lubo Ganev. He's blocked. They go to Ganev again.
Got to move the block in.
Ganev blocked and down. The Americans get another point.
It's on that kind of set out of transition that Ganev is going cross court, and the United States stopped him.
So a little life for the Americans.
Going to Ganev once again. You know where it's going, and watch this. He's hitting the ball into the cross court, and here just a little confusion whether the ball was in or out, and the Bulgarians pay for the mistake.
First time out, the Americans lead here in game 2, 5-3.
This year at Six Flags.
Into the match as a setter, talking to assistant coach Rod Wild, who was a great setter in his time at Pepperdine for the national team. Stimfig sets a very hittable ball. Explain.
Well, some setters just have great touch, and the ball just stays in a hitting zone for what seems like a long time, and you have all the choices of where to hit the ball, and it's not something you can measure. It's just that kind of touch.
The United States can get another point right here. 5-3, looking to go to 6-3. Stimfig, Ivy, yes, and the entire difference has been Stimfig setting the quick set.
Different look for Bulgaria. They've got to turn it up a little bit, focus in on what Stimfig brings, which is aggressive setting, setting the ball into the middle.
And Winslow putting on a little pressure with his serve. 6-3, the Americans lead. And another block. Stimfig, little Figgy was there.
He got his little fig above the net.
Fifth block for the Americans.
Naidenov hits this ball low, and Figgy is right there on him.
They got to go back to Stimfig's area. Nope, they go to Ganev, and the Americans are starting to block him. Ivy, back set, Blackman, big play. Not yet. Bulgaria, whip it to Lubo is too low, but he still got it through.
I think the poles that hold up the net just sort of bent as he hammered the ball into the top of the tape.
So Lubo, let's check his numbers out. He's got 8 kills, a block, and 2 aces. Here's his buddy Dimo Tonev. United States leading here in game 2 and playing very well. Quick set, again, Ivy.
Got to set the ball quick. We've been talking about it for both matches between Bulgaria and the United States. When the ball's passed well, you have to establish that you can set the ball quickly in the middle, get your share of kills there, and then spread the offense.
Pretty good pass there. Ivanov, poked up, Stimfig, scoop it to Cameron. 7-3, United States leads. Chance for an American point. Stimfig, Ivy again.
Going quick again, and Brian Ivy, you got to feed him. You jump all those times in the middle and never get the ball. And as much as you're telling yourself you want to get there, look at Ivy. Out of the play from the right front, comes all the way in and makes himself available.
Substitution coming in, Ivailo Stefanov, 6'7", a 20-year-old out of Sofia, Bulgaria. Tleblevsky in Sofia, big, strong hitter. See if they set him. There he goes. And he puts it away. Bulgaria comes off the bench swinging. Stefanov, number 13, white. And now Bulgaria will have the ball. Game 2, the United States leads by 5. Now Ivanov will serve. Good pass. Winslow puts it away. Brett Winslow off speed, out of the pipe zone. Kind of tricky to dink there. Oh, wait a second. They're going to call him under the net.
Winslow with a little roll shot right here does come under. You can see him violating the center line right there. But if the ball is ruled down, the ball still goes over to the United States.
So that should have been a point for Bulgaria. And Brent Hilliard, he loves hitting Stimfig sets. However, that one travels a little bit long. And now it is 8-5. Brunko Gavrilov, his team has beaten the United States 3 matches in a row. 2 in Bulgaria, 1 here in San Diego.
And I'll tell you, the United States is passing well enough tonight to be very competitive for a long time. They're going to get their blocking, transition, scoring game a little bit to get more together. They can beat this team.
6 of 12 players, half the Bulgarians are married, in case you're wondering. Ace serve, number 7, Nikolai Jalaskov. Plays his club ball in Bologna, Italy.
Cameron, the ball just rose on Cameron. He got stuck there a little bit with the floater. Very tough serve. Working him short this time.
Stimfig, Bulgaria has it. 8-6, Bulgaria blocked back. Cameron was there for a moment. Dink, here comes Figgy. He's got it up. Cameron to save a point. Not yet. Oh, it drops. And Jalaskov screaming at Stefanov. And Ganev shoots one through. So Lubo now with 9 kills, and Bulgaria slowly creeping back. Stimfig to Hilliard, and Hilliard is blocked. Good play by number 13 White, Ivailo Stefanov.
The United States has to dig in right here, pass the ball well. You've got Ivy available in the left front. Bad pass.
Stimfig jams it long. And the ball spiked out of bounds. That's one of the disadvantages of having Stimfig in there. As a 6-foot setter, he cannot get up for the high pass.
Very hard for him to challenge the kind of height that Bulgaria has on the tight pass. A lot of times you can get up there and intercept it if you're 6'4", 6'5" setter.
Should be a
run
point.
The offense.
No, not yet. Good dig. Beautiful up by Ivy, and Cameron hits it into the middle of the net. So a hitting error for Dwayne Cameron, and Bulgaria will have it. How popular is volleyball in Bulgaria? Soccer is the #1 sport, and then it's split between basketball and volleyball, 2A and 2B, both very, very popular. Back set, Ivy, great cover. Blackman was there, Ivy again. Hilliard is there, Ivy again. And he puts it away. The Paul Sunderland theory of feed the big man is working.
Well, but they're also moving Brian Ivy around. They're moving him, having him hit on the left side, having him hit on the right side, so that if the pass is bad, he's still available as an attacker and not just a spectator if he's only hitting quick.
Jason Stimfig to serve from deep. It's 8-7 United States. And it's off Winslow. Winslow is very, very intense, number 17 blue. A great defensive player, too. Maybe one of the best big defensive players the United States has.
Got the knuckler up there, just couldn't control it.
Serving is Ivanov, the setter. And the United States starting to shank the ball around. Blackman, good hit.
Boy, that is a good swing. And I'll tell you, the two passers for the United States, Dwayne Cameron and Duncan Blackman, they got to talk to each other a little bit right here because they've miscommunicated on the last couple of side-out opportunities. And this is indeed the crucial juncture in the match.
Crucial, especially for the United States. Blocked! Cameron was there to stuff Lubo. Lubo got a tune-up at the net.
3 blockers all over it. He's not getting up as well as we have seen him.
There was a momentary yellow card is awarded to Bulgaria for perhaps an incorrect substitution. The coach, Brunko Gavrilov, trying to get his son into the game for the big star Lubo Ganev. One more point and he'll be in. Winslow had the dig. Cameron for a point. Got it!
Snuck it through, found the low seam, sizzling pits.
And timeout called by Bulgaria. Dwayne Cameron hit a rocket.
Again, Brent Winslow playing very, very good defense. And Cameron ripping underneath the block.
United States leading here in game 2 by 3. One of the coaches in, Ivailo Gravilov, number 14, as Bulgaria hits another ball out of bounds, and the United States has 11 now. Ivy continues to serve. Game 2, Bulgaria won the first. X-play, and Stefanov crushes it. So the big man, Ganev, is on the bench, maybe tiring just a bit. The big young kid, 23-year-old Ivailo Gravilov. The son of the coach is in there. Talk about more on him in a second. Stimfig.
It's the problems you talked about in terms of being a smaller setter.
Blackman with the block. Nice play.
Crummy set by Ivanov for Bulgaria. Point scoring opportunity, just trapped his outside hitter, Naidenov.
And another substitution coming in now. Dimitar Bojilov, 6'2", out of Sofia, Bulgaria. And he is the backup setter. So Ivanov goes out. So head coach for Bulgaria rotating many players in now, trying to find the right combination. Bojilov, left side. And another hitting error for Bulgaria. United States 12, Bulgaria 7.
Big letdown for Bulgaria in game 2. Had won 3 matches in a row over the United States. Maybe thought this one was going to be easy as well.
Bojilov back set. And the first spike for Ivailo Gravilov. He puts it away. Gravilov. And it's out of bounds, a point.
Cameron and Blackman, it's in their hands right now. They've got to pass the ball well. The United States up by 4 in game 2. Got to dig in right here past the floater.
Pretty good pass. Stimfig back set all the way to Hilliard, who puts it down. So here comes Eric Sato. Sato will come in for Hilliard. If Hilliard was healthy,
he'd stay.
Yeah, he'd stay in to jump serve, but Hilliard's not, so Sato comes in to serve and play defense. Now the question is, can Sato rip it? Or does he go with a lollipop right off the bat? Medium hard. Bojilov. And the Americans can't come up with it. So Gravilov will serve. I asked his father, how good is your son as a player? And he said, very good. The pear does not roll far from the tree, the old Bulgarian saying. Problem is he plays behind Lubo, so he doesn't get much playing time. Ivy. Gravilov. And Gravilov puts it away.
He can hit the D just like his father taught him. And for Dimo Tonev for Bulgaria to assert himself a little bit. He's been very, very quiet. Watch for him to really block a couple of balls here. Middle blocker, all world for Bulgaria. The United States is starting to shank right now.
Ivy out of the back line. Did he get a touch? No. And here comes Bulgaria. The Americans looking up at the scoreboard. And a good timeout called by head coach Fred Sturm. Game 2, United States hanging on by a couple. The San Diego Sports Arena, San Diego, California. Bulgaria and the United States. Bulgaria won game 1. United States leading here in game 2, but Bulgaria is coming on. Second unit in for Bulgaria, and they have staged a rally. Whip it over to Gravilov. Blackman pokes it up. Americans keep it in play. Tonev out of the middle for a scoring point.
Dimo Tonev out of the middle. The Americans a little bit tentative right now, passing the volleyball. Brent Hilliard coming back in. Fred Sturm really just trying to slow things down a little bit with the substitution. Got to pass the ball well. Watch for Winslow out of the middle, hitting quick.
Americans trying to break a 22-game losing streak in this one. Hilliard blocked. Bulgaria very, very strong at the net. It is now 12-12. Cameron. Big play here. Americans need a kill. Hilliard. Off speed, score it. A side out. Much needed. Bulgarians all over the place.
Roll shot once again, and I'll tell you, Stimfig likes to go to his old collegiate teammate, Brent Hilliard, and with good reason.
Dwayne Cameron serving. Gravilov hit it out. Americans getting a lot of points on Bulgarian hitting errors. And timeout by Bulgaria. We're coming back. The Americans just 2 points away from victory here in game 2. Fans enthusiastic. Americans playing very well here in game 2 and have a 13-12 lead on Bulgaria. Chance for the Americans to go to 14. Ivy. Yes!
Ivy over the top, and now it's some of the Bulgarian subs that are starting to shank a little bit. Game point for the United States, something they have not had for a long, long time.
Naidenov comes back in. The United States ready to break the streak right now. 22 games in a row the American men have lost. First game point. The Americans will get a swing. They go to Ivy, and he puts it away. That ugly 22-game streak is finally over for Fred Sturm.
A piece of history that the USA volleyball team will be certainly glad to put to rest and move off from this. They got a chance to win this match now.
Hello, this is Rod Wild with the USA Men's National Team. We're going to have the champion tip of the week. Today we're going to talk about quick sets. We have two basic types of quick sets that we're going to be using, the tight quick and the wide quick. The tight quick can either be a front or a back one, in which the hitter comes in, breaks off the setter, comes in tight to the setter, and the idea is that the hitter's going to be up in the air, elbow up, prepared before the ball is released by the setter. As the ball comes up, the setter's going to set it, and hitter will be making quick contact on it. The other set that we'll talk about is a 41 or a gap set. This set is used to make the middle blocker move along the net in order to stay with our quick. The ball should be set in an area between the right side blocker and the middle blocker so that the quick hitter is going to have an open area and force the blockers to be reaching into that area. The key to these sets is hours and hours of practice and just putting your time into the gym. There's a lot of timing involved, but just practice and practice it until you get good.
The Rico Copier and Fax game stats.
United States, a superior game not only on the scoreboard, but ahead now in kills, blocks. They were way behind after game one. They've moved ahead there. The United States doing a good job defensively. But look at the bottom, hitting errors. After game one, it was 9-6. 9 for the United States. Bulgaria, 10 hitting errors. Balls just riveted out of bounds. That was the difference in the game.
The Rico game stats. The name to know, of course, is Rico. Luboganev changing in public. What a sight. He's going to be on the bench at the start of game 3. And so is Dimo Tonev. So a completely different lineup for Bulgaria. Ozunov is in. Peter Ozunov, number 10. Brian Ivey, of course, a big game 3. He's really come on. So the Americans in blue, Bulgaria in white. Second setter is in. And the change made with the setter, Jason Stimfig, as Ozunov puts it away, number 10.
I'll tell you, I'm really surprised that Branko Gavrilov, the Bulgarian coach, made the number of changes that he did. This is a very important match for Bulgaria. Coming into this weekend, they were tied with Greece for second in Pool B, behind Brazil, who was undefeated. The top two teams advance into the playoffs in Italy. We showed you at the beginning of the match the prize money that's involved in advancing. This is a must-win situation for Bulgaria because they play Greece next week in Bulgaria, where they can wrap up the second position.
So the Bulgarian coaches wearing their gray shirts, a little concerned. Their team not playing quite as well, and Gravilov looking down the bench and telling Ganev and Tonev to loosen up. Nice serve. 3 aces for Blackman.
Yeah, Blackman's been serving well. Needs to solidify it, keep 5, 6, or 7 in a row in the court.
Naidenov with the blast. Ludmil Naidenov with his 7th kill. This game 3. And Bulgaria gets a block. Teleskov was there. Stimfig trying to keep his team going. Tied 1 game apiece.
That roll shot is golden. It is just golden.
We got some frozen Bulgarians on the north side.
Absolutely. There's some beautiful statues in Sofia, Bulgaria, where all the players are from, and you can just add that to it. They just standing around.
Little monument defense on that play. 1-1, game 3. Stoev blocked by Winslow. Bulgaria flat right now.
4 starters, 5 sitting on the bench right now.
A lot of hitting errors by both teams. You'd like to score your points if you can by earning them. Blocking digging like that. Beautiful play by Jelaskov. Hilliard blocked. Another big block by Bulgaria.
That ball's got to come back up, and Brian Ivey letting Dwayne Cameron know it, and I like it. This ball goes to the outside. Looking at his options, Hilliard gets stuffed here. That ball should come up. Americans standing around.
Whip it to Hilliard, and it's off Figgy's head, right in the middle of the play. Petr Ozunov. Timeout taken. World League action. We're coming back tied 1 game apiece. Bulgaria 5-2 in the third. Took place so far made by number 12 of the United States, Dexter Rogers.
First of all, comes in and serves the good jumper, stone cold, and in perfect position defensively for the United States. Dexter Rogers comes out of nowhere and says, look, I got one oar down. I got the other one up out of the water. Great defensive work by Dexter Rogers.
Banana boat defensive play for a Funtan Suntan. Get on the boat. Back in San Diego, California, one of 3 cities still in contention to be the home of the USA national teams. As that ball is blocked by Bulgaria. San Diego, Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Orlando, Florida, the 3 cities still remaining. A couple of cities were, and Bulgaria is all over the United States right now. Beautiful blocking.
Gavrilov on the outside, putting Hilliard in the closet. And this is when Brent Hilliard hits the wall, so to speak, coming back after that year of rehabilitation. We saw him against Bulgaria in an earlier match, good for a couple of games, and then had to leave the match.
Sorensen now, and Bulgaria into the net. This is game 3. Bulgaria is up by 5. And here is Brian Ivey. Out of the pipe zone, Jelaskov. Here's a play we haven't seen much from Bulgaria. Low pipe set. And Bulgaria will have it.
Well, with Lubo Ganev on the sidelines, who's primarily the backcourt hitter, in many rotations, Bulgaria going to a little different system.
Ivy, nice block by Stoev. And Stoev tries the Hilliard shot, it doesn't go. Cameron.
The Americans have seen that one.
Stoev. And he hit it out. Ojilov whip it to Stoev, and he hit another one out. So Stoev does not look loose. He is not jumping like he did in the first match we saw, Paul. And the Americans get a point.
We thought that he was a talented yet pretty small package at only 6'2", 6'3". Came out, jump served well, played good defense, seemed like a very, very solid all-around player, but making some unforced errors as Bulgaria suffered through as well in game 2.
1-1 is our score. This is game 3. Stimfig. And Sorensen is dug up. Americans confused. Stimfig. Great set.
Nice set.
Stimfig is there again. And the Americans are starting to slip and slide on the Terraflex.
It's a great surface to play on as long as it's bone dry. But when there's moisture on this floor, and all these players are soaking wet, Stimfig getting down. And right now he lays his own lake right there. And you see Cameron's left foot just because there were players going down over there as well. It's just one of the problems.
Timeout for the Americans, trailing 8-3 here in game 3. Bulgaria and the United States in World League play. Bulgaria has beaten the United States 3 matches in a row. The Americans playing their best match in over a month. Bulgarians with a dig. Stoev. Ivy is there. Sorensen. Not yet. Good dig by Gravilov. Oh, and he rockets it. It comes right back. Blackman with a dig. Gavirov. He's dug again. United States. Dink. Not yet. Stoev poked it up. Another dig by the Americans. Can they put it away? Yes!
Brian Ivey putting on a show defensively, and very reminiscent of the Olympic Games. He's in the middle back playing defense, slipped in a wet spot. That's what hurt his knee, but now showing you he's regained that mobility. great in that rally defensively.
Perfect pass. They whip it over to Stoev, and it's right through the hands of Winslow. So Martin Stoev will serve, voted the best junior player in the world in 1991. Most of these Bulgarian players played on very successful junior national teams. Put out to Stefanov. What a dig by, was that Blackman? Yes, it was. Duncan Blackman got it up. Quick set. Another dig. Wow. Bulgaria teeing off, and the Americans, led by Duncan Blackman, playing some great defense.
I'll tell you, the American block right now is non-existent because the Bulgos are just ripping.
Yeah.
But the backcourt defense has been exceptional, really, for both teams.
That serve going long, 9-3. Bulgaria leading the United States.
Bad pass.
That was a fabulous set by Dimitar Bozhilov. He's just 6'2", but he really got up on the play. And they're going to call a violation on Bozhilov, number 15.
Got there and set the ball, but just brushed the net with his jersey.
Cameron, did he block it? Yes, he did, but it's out of bounds. So Bulgaria will have it. Talk about the money for Bulgaria. If they win money in World League play, it's split up 1/3 to the federation, 2/3 to the players and coaches. Kind of an interesting distribution. Left side, Stoev, and Blackman roofs him.
That's bad set. Ball set way too close to the net. When you're a setter setting the ball from this deep in the court, 20 feet back, you got to give your hitters some room, and that's just way too close. You can see Stoev almost going under the net.
United States gets a point, and that ball out of bounds. So just for example, continuing with the money, if Bulgaria makes $500,000 in World League play, 160 goes to the federation, the rest to the players and coaches. So players and coaches trying hard in World League. And it's into the net. So Sorensen a little off on his hitting timing. Timeout taken, Bulgaria in the midst of game 3, leading 10-4. On Prime World League action from San Diego. Bulgaria won game 1, United States game 2. Americans in the process broke a 22-game losing streak. This is game 3. Bulgaria has gotten out to a big lead, 10-4. Why?
Well, United States reverting to the old problems that they've always had. Not making the big play when they need to, and making a lot of unforced errors, hitting balls out of bounds. And the young Bulgarians, most of them second teamers in here, except for Jelesikov, the one starter who's still out on the court, have steadied out and are playing very well.
United States gets a point, set up by the serve. If you're wondering, can you double contact on the serve? Yeah, that hit Stefanov in the face.
As long as it's one movement.
There's another good serve and a slam dink by Winslow.
Sorensen not with a lot of heat on his jumper right now, but the Bulgarians having their problems.
United States creeping at 10-6. Good direction there. And another block, the Americans, and now, oh no! They called it going down the arms of the United States block.
This ball is blocked straight down, but unfortunately inside the United States. Hands just not over the net.
Gavrilov with the serve. Sorensen whacks it hard, his best kill of the night.
A lot of setters are getting fixated on setting the ball out of the backcourt, and that's fine. It's very effective. They wouldn't be going there if it were not percentage-wise a good play to make, but I think it's hurt the middle attack.
High set to Stoev. Soft block, chance for an American point to get to 7. Not yet. Set was low. And whacking away, Bozhilov hits it out of bounds. Now it is 10-7. The Americans cut the deficit to 3.
United States working. Stoev is all over this play. Bozhilov, I don't know about the timing of taking that choice. You got hitters like that all around you, and he hasn't swung at a ball or played all that much throughout the course of World League.
Gavrilov with his 8th kill. He also has 2 stuff blocks. Big guy, 6'6". They list him at 176 pounds. He is a walking string bean. Sorensen off speed, and it goes down.
Boy, timing all messed up on that play. Sorensen big hang time, just keeping the ball in play.
Here comes Eric Sato, the E. He has had many looks in his career. Early on, ponytail. Then he had the shaved head. Now he's looking for the investment banker look. Stefanov, stuffed. Ivy was on it. Here come the Americans.
That's a bad set. Once again, this ball's just set way too tight. No room whatsoever for Stefanov on the outside.
Here he comes again. He's got it, and he goes right over the top of Stimfig. Smart play that time. Get away from Ivy.
It's okay to set the ball tight over the smaller blocker, but you still have to give your hitter some room to take a good solid swing at the ball.
10-8. United States has scored 4 in a row.
Good pass.
Left side, Blackman just out. The United States hurting itself with hitting errors. Hitting the ball out.
Very close call here. This ball rocketed. Yeah, that ball's out by a foot.
In the green, it's out 11-8. Bulgaria by 3.
Good pass here. Go to Brian Ivy quick. Still going back out to Blackman. Works out okay.
They're trying to work on that smaller outside blocker, I think, Bogilov, don't you think?
Yeah, but you still got one. And wouldn't you set Brian Ivy a quick set one-on-one against just about anybody?
Maybe. Stimfig with the serve. Stefanov. Sato. Wow, he missed it. Normally a dig Sato would make. And a good kill for Stefanov. There's Sato, one of the premier defensive players in the world. Bulgaria continues to lead by 3. Sorensen. And getting away from the middle just a bit. Gavrilov again.
Tell you, the coach's son is a good volleyball player. There's no nepotism involved here.
A man to make Lubo Ganev get in shape eventually. Serve out of bounds. Good call by Sato.
I'll tell you, other than Ganev's ability to serve the ball, Gavrilov is right there with him.
Substitution. The starting center is back in, Nikolai Ivanov. Number 12, out goes Bogilov, so ace! Bulgaria let it go, and it was on the line. Ivy gets the ace.
With the floater, tantalizing down the line.
9-12. Americans trying to catch up. Game 3. Gavrilov. Wow, does he get up? Sato has the dig. Ivy. Stefanov stuffed.
Bad set again, whether it's Ivanov or Bogilev. Look at Sato. That's why he is one of the most exciting players in the world.
10-12. Combination play. And a beautiful one at that as Stefanov comes in. Let's check Mr. Stefanov. 8 kills and a couple of blocks. Number 13, wearing Pat Powers, former USA star's old number. And now Jason Stimfig has that number. Ivy, a little tiptoe, Stefanov with the dig. That was a weird play. Jalaskov, he wasn't ready for that. Stoev set him a pipe, and Jalaskov saying, "Don't set me there, you make me look like an idiot."
Yeah, and he's a goofy foot hitter, which it makes it really difficult for him to hit that ball in that situation.
Duncan Blackman serving. Game 3. Shank pass. It's good.
Got to score here.
Sorensen got it. What a boost for the Americans. If they could win this game. Here come the big guns for Bulgaria.
Again, Brian Ivy down and dirty, playing some good defense. Sorensen from the left side.
Americans trying to tie it up. They could tie it up right here. Cameron, yes.
Sneaking it down the line, and we're tied.
12-12 substitution. Here comes the captain, Dimo Tonev. Into the front line. One of the best blockers in the world, trying to stem the tide. The Americans have come back from 10-4.
Tonev has been out a long time. If Blackman can get a serve on him.
He does. He shakes it over the net. And the Americans score again. Timeout, Bulgaria. California, where the United States is on fire. And a serving error. A 10-4 comeback. The Americans now lead 13-12. You got to admire Blackman for going for it. They should have a saying on the USA national team, GFI, go for it. As another serving error, so both teams having some problems in the latter stages of game three.
Both teams feeling the pressure a little bit right now.
The errors, 27 for two teams. They'll go to Stefanov. He cross-courts it, it's dug up. Got to go to Blackman, no, back set Sorensen, he's alone, he's blocked.
Ivy, a great cover to save this play.
Blackman, fabulous dig by Ozunov.
Tough ball to hit.
Another dig. Americans looking for a point, Blackman, no, he's roofed. While Demo was there, big hands, Tonev. Too low, too tight.
Tough chance. Boy, that's just a great block. That's a great play. That is a great play. Nobody did anything wrong. Just a fabulous play. And Demo Tonev, one of the best blockers in the world, shutting down Blackman on the outside.
And Demo going with the float serve. Two men jumping, and Blackman is rejected. Beautiful block by the setter, Ivanov. 13-13. Where do you go if you're the Americans right now? Back outside?
I go to Ivy. When was the last time the ball was set quick in the middle?
They're jumping two on Ivy. Not this time. They guessed right. And Blackman comes through and kills it.
And with Luboganev on the bench,
no worries.
No big jump serve.
Stepanov, second option. And you have to admire the job that the setter, Ivanov, is doing. He's mixing up the sets. He sets quick, he sets outside. There's Luboganev. And he may be done for the night.
I think
I'd like to see him try to warm up again.
No way. It would take a truckload of batteries to get shape right now. He's had a good time.
You'd have to send him to Jiffy Lube to get that motor running again.
Oh, my goodness.
Jiffy Lube. Here's Duncan Blackman, 13-all.
Even the ever-ready Bunny couldn't get him hopping around again.
Trouble, Stefanov chasing, can't get there! United States has 14, third ace for Blackman. And now the Americans have game point. Naidenov comes back in. First game point for the Americans. What a comeback. This would climax. Americans looking for a block. Gavrilov got it through. Nice shot. This kid's going to be a big-time player.
Hey, he is a big-time player right now. He's going to have a long, distinguished career.
Bulgaria serving. And putting it through. Winslow, his weakest hit of the night.
Sneaks it through, and the Bulgarians lazy defensively, down a game point. Somebody's got to be on that ball.
Second game point. Here comes Sorensen. Americans trying to take a 2-1 lead. Just out of bounds. Americans complaining. Let's take one more look.
This ball was out, but not by much. Woo! Can't tell from that angle. But we had a pretty good look at it. That ball was out of bounds.
Score remains 14-13. Here comes Ivy out of the back line, and he hits it out.
Touch.
And Ivy saying, wait, someone called it in.
No, there was a touch on that play. The middle blocker for Bulgaria got a piece of that.
Nobody saw it. 14-all. Critical game 3. Another perfect pass. And another hit out of bounds. 3 in a row for the Americans.
Boy, there have been some big calls, missed calls, and no calls in the latter stages of this game.
Bulgaria trying to wrap up game 3. Bulgaria's first game point. Trouble. And that's it. The Americans blow one after a tremendous comeback.
Played great volleyball and then just snapped. You got to dig in, forget the mistake, forget the no call, and side out.
Bulgaria leads it 2-1 when we return.
The
game stats after 3.
Pretty big offensive numbers, very, very close as you might expect. This has been a well-played match. The United States working hard defensively, but once again, hitting errors for the United States. It cost them at the end of game 3, 37 after 3 games. That is 20 too many.
After 3 games, the name to know is Rico. Brian Ivy will serve for the United States. No score, just the start of game 3. That should have been a throw. No call.
There's too many bodies. That would have been the Ivy sandwich right there. The United States getting down early in game one after game one. I'm thinking back to the game that they should have won to start this match in game 4.
Left side, wing. Cameron. Bulgaria has it. Gavrilov hits it out. A lot of hitting here. I've never seen, well, yes, I have, but not lately.
Now, this is ugly right now. Neither team can find the court, and the United States in particular hitting so many balls out of bounds. And at crucial times, point-scoring opportunities, 4-game point.
Little off-speed shot, no score. Out of the net. Another hitting error.
Another nice rally by both teams, and people are looking for, see, the floor vibrates. We're on a suspended basketball floor, and the big guys land, and you know, it vibrates. Looks like a violation.
Gavrilov looking for some help from the umpire. Did not get it.
A coach's son, and always looking for that advantage.
1-0, soon to be 1-1. Tonev. I think the key to game 3, Paul, Dimo Tonev got back into the match just in time for the Bulgarians, number 6.
Blocked a couple of balls, settled things down just a little bit. That was a key substitution by the Bulgarian coaching staff to get him back in the match. So the United States coming out looking very ragged here at the beginning of game 4 with the match on the line. They got to regroup here a little bit, regardless of how demoralized they have to be at losing that game.
Americans had a fantastic comeback in game 3, up 10-4, got ahead, had game point, and could not put it away. Touch for Bulgaria, 2-1.
Ludmil Naidenov back in the match, one of the starting outside hitters who, along with his brother Naidenov, had done such a good job. His brother was getting a lot of treatment to his back. We've probably seen the last of him. Yeah, probably suffered a back injury earlier on in this match.
Tom Sorensen with the serve. He was very, very good in game 3. As Gavrilov hits it off the block, and now he will serve. We mentioned he has a sister back in Bulgaria, son of the coach. She owns a sportswear store. I asked the coach, "You going to bring back some Levi's for her?" She said, "That would be nice." Do a little shopping here.
Some things never change. Levi is still popular.
That ball out of bounds on the set. No timing there. 3-1 Bulgaria. Get the feeling United States is going to get blown out here, Paul.
Well, that would be a sad state of affairs. They lost a tough game, couple of very close calls. But if nothing else, they're competitive and very competitive with a Bulgarian roster that's currently on the floor.
Nice shot. Wow, a low, tight set.
The ball's in the air.
And the umpire saying, yes, you were under. Good point by Brian Ivy. Because there was a touch, the ball was in the air, and Gavrilov stepped under. Hell of a hit, though.
The Argentinian umpire was trying to make the call, but Ivy was in his face so hard. The Argentinian, of course, doesn't speak the language. What a rip.
Interesting combination. You've got Brian Ivy yelling in English to the Argentinian umpire who's being berated in Bulgarian by the Bulgy front line.
And the Portuguese referee on top doesn't know what anybody's saying at this particular time, trying to act as an unbiased go-between.
3-2. Nice shot by Tom Sorensen. So the Americans rebound with a side out. Wow, the play of Bulgaria has gone way down. And the coaches know it.
Thinking his team already had one foot on the airplane and looking forward to the matches against Greece.
Nice dig by Sorensen. His defense has improved a lot. He tried to off speed, and Bulgaria hanging and waiting. (3-2) Bulgaria by 1. Shank pass going to be a point, and it is. Number 2, Ludmil Naidenov.
You know, this is where Fred Sturm's hands are really tied. He's got so many injuries. You look down the bench, and There's just not too many players that he can bring in. Bob Samuelson is not here because of the knee injury. Dan Landry, who could play at the swing hitting position, is dressed but will not play tonight. Brent Hilliard's probably finished for the night. There you see number 7 right there. There's the bench. Not too many healthy bodies.
Let's make a point, too. Bob Samuelson is not allowed to sit on the bench because he is not suited up. So if you're wondering where Samuelson is, he was here the other night. I wonder if he's here tonight, but he's certainly not allowed to sit on the bench.
I think that's a stupid rule. I think that's stupid.
Think so?
Yeah. He's injured. He should be allowed to be with the team. Okay, maybe he can't sit right on the bench at courtside, but do it like they do in the NBA.
Yeah.
You see Pooh Richardson and Scott Haskins for the Indiana Pacers. They're just one row behind. Let them be with the team.
Beautiful block by Winslow, and the United States ties it up at 4. Winslow has played well since he's been in. Did not play in game 1. Big hit there. 4-4. Game 4. Bulgaria leads it 2-1. If you're one of the great players in the world, you can pick up some extra change if you're voted best all around, 14 grand, best attacker, best blocker, best server, best setter, best defender, best receiver.
And obviously these positions are going to come from teams that do very, very well in the World League. So maybe your team wins $1 million. The Federation gets their percentage. Maybe the team splits 80,000. You know, players for this very relatively short 2 or 3 month season making over $100,000 if you're successful in this competition.
5-4. And Gavrilov punches it through. Nice shot. There he is. The big youngster, just 23 years old. And the quick set right there. Stimfik going back to the middle and going back to Poison Ivy. And here is Duncan Blackman to serve. His serve has been off and on. That one's in. And Winslow is there going on Ozunov. Yes, I can tell you it's 6-5, Bulgaria. Another strong serve, back set. Ivy, and it's going out of bounds. Substitution coming back in. Petr Ozunov goes out, and here comes Nikolai Jalaskov. So a starter, 24-year-old middle blocker. Played for Fecce Bologna in Italy in the offseason. Sorensen, woo!
Naidenov denying.
You can't block it any better than that.
No, that's getting over the net. Watch Naidenov. Big approach to the outside. We call that swing blocking.
Yeah.
Just like you're spiking, you use an approach to get to the outside.
Here's Dwayne Cameron. You know, a lot of people teach blocking. You just shuffle out there and get over. Not internationally. They want you to get as high and take chances and get over the net.
They teach it to be as aggressive blocking going after the ball as you are hitting.
7-5 is our score. Gavrilov, he hit it out. It touched the antenna. United States gets a point. Americans are within 1. Left side. And pounding is Lyudmila Naidenov. Of course, Bulgaria, 40 years of communism until the wall came down back in 1989. Some interesting philosophy about that from the coaching staff. The back set, and Sorensen puts it away. Kind of interesting. The Bulgarian coaches were talking about that. They said for so long the government took care of the people. There was peace and no crime. Now we have freedom, but we have more problems. It's very difficult over in Bulgaria right now.
Well, everything was thrown wide open. I mean, it's a huge adjustment to systems. What do you think if the United States next week was a communist nation? You don't think there'd be a problems? They just turned the world upside down, or their world as they knew it.
The Americans have tied it up, 7-7, game 4. Bulgaria leads the match, however, 2-1. When I was blocking next to Steve Timmons on the USA team when we were playing, I wouldn't even jump. I just let him go. Get out of the way.
I'll get out of the way, and I'll clap after you block the ball.
Same with Craig Buck. He said, "Cy, don't jump. Don't jump. You're hurting me in here. You're hurting me, baby." Pretty good, Jake. Americans. That's trouble. Blackman digs and scores. Duncan Blackman.
Bulgaria is getting real lazy defensively. Blackman is in a world of trouble right here. There's no way he can hit this ball, and still the Bulgarian defense is just a day late.
Oh, and Winslow missed the easiest dig of his USA career. He was right there, and he is mad. He is talking to himself. I'm sitting there waiting for it. And I messed it up. 8-7 USA. He's made some spectacular plays, however. One of the reasons the United States is in this match.
Ivy's having a big night. He's getting the ball an awful lot more animated, and it's really helped his entire game by feeding him so much offensively.
There goes Duncan Blackman. 8-7. Nice shot. Does Bulgaria seem sluggish to you?
Yes.
And you know why? Because not only do they miss Lubo hitting and serving, they miss his emotion. He's the guy.
Yeah.
The personality of that guy drives this Bulgarian team. They're dead in the water without him. There's a nice block.
He is their man with charisma. Dimo Tonev, Stefanov, they're all great players, but he is the magic man of Bulgarian volleyball.
I still think the Bulgarian coaches think they've got it in the bag. That's why they're not warming up Lubo. Nice put away there. Bulgaria gets a lead. There have been 4 ties in this game. Fred Sturm's Americans trailing by 1. Nice set, poked up. Ivanov left side, and Naidanov crushes it. Where's he going? He's going down the middle. And Bulgaria, now a timeout call, and the Bulgies are fired up once again. 10-8 here in game 4. Play. It got the Americans back into the match.
And the play is get Brian Ivy involved, and particularly when Jason Stimfig came in for Dan Greenbaum setting the ball. He says, hey, number 5, where are you? I'm going to get you the ball. We're going to ride you back into this match. Here on the pipe, Brian Ivy out of the backcourt, hammering off 3 big Bulgarian blockers.
Our Supercut Spotlight play. How do you want your haircut? And here we are in game 4. It's 10-8 Bulgaria.
That's bad set.
And it's into the net. The United States will look back to this match if they lose and think we blew it in game 3. Still, Bulgaria has a 2-1 lead. Stimfig played well. Dan Greenbaum coming back in. Fred Sturm, the American coach, trying to make a change that will pay off. Bulgaria 4 points away from another victory over the United States. Sorensen got it. You like bringing Greenbaum back here now?
Well, I think Fred Sturm had to do something. The team was just going down fast. Bulgaria was getting some confidence back, and you need to change the feel out there. I think it was a pretty good move.
Now Rogers with a warm-up jump serve. Little spinner. Left side. Stuffed! Greenbaum stuffs Naidanov.
And talks to him. Now the substitution looks pretty good.
Greenbaum's pretty cocky, isn't he?
I like him.
Yeah. Here's Dexter Rogers again. 11-9. And he's into the net. So Rogers trying to pick up the United States. Game 4, Bulgaria leading 2-1.
You know, this is game management, a lot of it. You know, you got to keep that serve in. Serve tough, fine, but you got to find a way to keep it in the court. Bulgaria's having some problems. You just scored.
Cameron, Stefanov runs it down. Chance for a Bulgarian point.
Bad set.
And down the hatch goes Naidanov. He must be facing line and then hitting it through the hole in the block, because they're going straight down.
Right, but the way he's facing, if Greenbaum chases him out to the line, you can't chase him, because if he hits the ball down the line, it's 6 feet out of bounds.
Ivy out of the back line, and he puts it away. Scoreboard reads 12-9 Bulgaria. Ivy, 25 kills and 8 blocks. He has risen to the challenge. Tonev is blocked. Ivy was there.
And they're on his angle. 2 American blockers with Tonev in perfect position. You can see again his shoulder. Watch Tonev coming for Bulgaria. Watch, he jumps with his shoulder to the net. He's going to go in that same direction.
They'll set him again. Nope, they don't. Left side, Naidenov. And he's over the top and down. Ludmil Naidenov of the Naidenov clan. Shank pass, ace for Naidenov.
Point, Bulgaria.
13-10. Bulgaria 2 points away now. Greenbaum left side, Ivy. No, it did not clear.
Unforced error once again. How many times has the United States hit a ball out of bounds into the net at exactly the wrong time?
Champion point for Bulgaria. Rogers, rocket, score it.
Boy, that's an interesting setting choice to your back row sub who's just come in and served a couple of jump serves.
Bogilov, number 15, comes in as a defensive substitute. Ivanov is still in as the setter. And straight down, big hit. And Jelaskov loves it. Champion point number 3. That could do it. No, save. Bulgaria with a chance right here. And that will do it. So Bulgaria, after winning key game number 3, and their fans are happy, the United States loses its 8th consecutive match. The final Rico copier and fax match stats.
Boy, very close. Tough 3-1 loss for the United States. Bulgaria, you know, not doing a great job themselves. Overall, pretty sluggish match. But once again, hitting errors. 43 hitting errors in 4 games. The Bulgarians, not all that much better. But again, the big players coming in on time for Bulgaria, and the United States making too many mistakes.
The final stats. Of course, the name to know is Rico. Our Bud Light player of the match, middle blocker for Bulgaria, number 6, Dimo Tonev. Modest numbers, 10 kills and 3 blocks, but he came back in game 3 and turned it back around for Bulgaria, the key game.
Maybe the Bulgarian coach is the MVP. He took out Dimo Tonev, who had a pretty off night, pretty sluggish in the beginning, but brought him back in at the crucial juncture in game 3 that turned the match around.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. So Bulgaria wins it on this match point. Bulgaria now goes to 5-3 in World League. The United States still winless. The Americans have now lost 8 matches in a row, although they did play better.
They played better, more spirited play. Jason Stimfig came in. I thought Brett Winslow and Brian Ivy, this is the best match I've seen him play in a while because he got the ball a lot more, was much more involved.
Once again, the final score, Bulgaria defeats the United States in San Diego, California. 3-1 for Paul Sunderland. I'm Chris Marlowe. Good night. This World League volleyball match has been brought to you by Champion, proud to be the official outfitter of the 1996 U.S. men's and women's Olympic volleyball teams. It takes a little more to make a champion. And by Rico, the